Absolutely. This is direct evidence of what everyone is talking about. Well, anyone who deals with the Middle East issues has repeatedly said that the main beneficiary of events in the Middle East today, and in principle the moderator of the war as such, is the Russian Federation. For me, there is nothing unusual about the fact that the Hamas delegation came to Moscow just as it had come before. My only surprise so far is that no delegations from the Islamic State have come there. And all the other terrorist organizations are directly demonstratively visiting Moscow, clearly showing who are the donors of their activities, who are interested in their activities. So Hamas in Moscow is absolutely in line with what Russia is doing in the global arena. Here I come to the main point. Russia is maximally interested in several things today. One of them is to divert attention from the events in the Russian-Ukrainian war, which has been going on for more than 600 days. And of course, the events in the Middle East are partially going to eat away at this information influence. And of course, the events in the Middle East are partially eating away at this information influence. And of course, Russia will play along as much as possible, support this tension that we see in the Middle East. Again, in order to be able to get a so-called pause, at least a temporary pause, so that less attention is paid to the genocidal practices that Russia is applying against Ukraine. Less attention is paid to the shelling of civilians. Roughly speaking, so that Russia gradually begins to come out of its traditional rhetoric in the global arena, which it has always said. We are trying to stand out here. We want to say, God forbid you behave inappropriately, in our opinion. We are Russia, we will not let you do that, and so on. Russia today on the global arena looks like such a country outcast, as a country whose word is of little importance, which has little influence and so on. And so, with the visit of Hamas, a terrorist organization, they want to regain the right to have a voice that will be heard somewhere, and so on. So there is nothing surprising in it. Russia's ideological, political, economic and military support for Hamas is absolutely clear. One can of course continue to pretend that they do not realize this. It is just like many pretended for a long time after 2014 invasion of Ukraine, or even after 2008 invasion of Georgia, that Russia was not an invading state that will invest money in trying to take over other people's territories, in provoking wars and so on. One can pretend even now that, let's say, no, we don't know if Russia is behind the Hamas attacks.